Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at another new pair of true wireless earbuds from MOONDROP. Now earlier this week we checked out the MOONDROP Block. That was more of an entry-level pair of true wireless earbuds that used a semi-open design, so it didn't have the ear tips. It's not necessarily anything that I would normally gravitate towards, but the pair that we're going to talk about today, which is the MOONDROP Ultrasonic, is definitely something more up my alley. Now this is a pair that actually has silicone ear tips, and they consider this a hi-fi active noise canceling pair of true wireless earbuds. And on top of that, you can pick it up for only 75 bucks. Now this is still another pair that uses the stem style design. The case on these looks a lot like the MOONDROP Block because it has that open design at the top where you can just pull the earbuds right out of them. But this one actually comes with a protective case in the box as well. So it has a case for your case, which allows you to have a cover over where the earbuds come out. Now, as far as the design itself and the color scheme that they went with, it reminds me a lot of the MOONDROP Myad 01. This is actually MOONDROP's phone. It has this similar design on the outside, and I actually like this. It makes it stand out a little bit. But as far as the technology and some of the things that kind of help make this pair stand out, it is using Bluetooth 5.3. It does support LDAC playback, which that in itself is huge, so you don't have to worry about your audio being as compressed, so you're getting a really good Bluetooth codec. But it also supports LC3 or LE audio, which is low energy audio, which is allowing you to, again, get really good Bluetooth quality, but this time not really sacrifice your battery life as much. So if you're going to use LDAC, it is going to pull a little bit more from your battery, so that's like the higher quality, but you still have that option of getting LE audio, and it's nice that that's there. Now, as far as the drivers they're using and what helps this pair actually stand out, it's using lithium magnesium alloy diaphragm balanced armature drivers, which this is giving it a broader range when it comes to the high end, to the treble. It's just giving you a lot more detail than a lot of other earbuds, but it's also using a 13mm sapphire diaphragm dynamic driver. And this is what's controlling the low end and the mids. So they're trying to separate it a little bit so you can get a really aggressive low end and it not affect your treble, which we'll talk about all that once we get to the sound. Now these do work with the MOONDROP Link app. This is an app that I think is just okay. It's definitely not anything special, but the app is really important with this pair because this is how you do turn on the LDAC mode to be able to have it take advantage of that quality. But one thing that I had to do on these, and I'm glad that this was an option, when I first started using the earbuds, I felt like the volume was pretty low. But luckily inside the app, it has the option to turn your gain to high. So you can definitely get a lot more volume. And that is definitely what I would recommend being the first thing that you do. And obviously check to see if you have any updates. Also within the app, you have 5 different preset EQ options. The one that it is out of the box, it actually says is the club one. And I think that's the setting that I would compare going for that typical Harman target where they're boosting the bass, boosting the treble. It's just more of a consumer-friendly sound, but there are some options here to get these to sound pretty close to higher end like IEMs and giving you something that's a little more reference or flat, a little bit more detailed and kind of tame down the low end. So it sucks that you don't have the ability to kind of adjust the EQ settings the way that you want, but it is nice that you do have a wide range of what it can sound like just from 5 different EQ settings. Now also within the app, you can switch around controls. This pair does use touch controls, and sadly, even though you can control the controls, you can't control everything. There's no volume control on these, and there's no option to add this. So you are gonna have to pull out your phone or whatever device you're connected to turn the volume up, turn it down. So maybe in an update they can add the volume control, because I like to just control volume from the device itself. Also, there's a gaming mode on these earbuds that you can just toggle on with touch controls, so that's nice, especially if you use your earbuds for all different types of media that's just not music. You don't have to worry about lag when you're in this mode. And then obviously, because this is a noise canceling pair, within the app and also within the earbuds, you can switch between just noise canceling off, the noise canceling on, and your transparency mode. And oddly enough, the earbuds are in transparency mode out of the box. I'm used to it just being off or the noise canceling being on and not in transparency mode, so I thought that was a little strange. But the noise canceling as a whole on this pair, I wasn't extremely impressed with. I definitely would not say this is a pair that you need to go out and get because of its noise canceling. I think it does, you know, just enough to try to dull out some of your lower tones like engine noises and AC units and things like that. But anything that has like a higher tone, any like talking or a TV going on, you're gonna hear all of that just as you would any other pair of earbuds in your ear. The transparency mode though is done really well. It really kind of sounded natural. It's not like overly done where you can hear that mic noise or feel like everything's just elevated too much, but you can easily carry on a conversation without having to take these out. And another thing is Moondrop is tuning these in a way and using just single feedback when it comes to the noise canceling. So it's not overly aggressive, which means that it is not affecting your audio going from transparency mode to noise canceling, where, you know, most of the time when you go into noise canceling, it just changes your audio altogether, and that does not happen with this pair. Now, as far as using these outdoors, there is no official IP rating that I saw on anything. So I'm sure they're fine against rain and sweat and splashes and things like that. But this would be a pair that I would make sure I don't drop into water. And then when it comes to what all they've included in the box, you do get 4 sets of silicone ear tips. You do get a little tiny USB-C cable. The case on these does not support Qi wireless charging, so you are gonna have to use that cable to charge these or any other USB-C cable. And speaking of the charging, battery life is just okay. It's not anything special. It kind of falls in line with a lot of other mainstream earbuds that are out there. But on a full charge, you can get about 6 hours on the earbuds and about 24 hours total using the case. Now, keep in mind though, if you're using gaming mode or if you're using that LDAC mode, the battery life is going to drop quite a bit. You're probably looking at a little more closer to 4 hours. And I also did not see anywhere where there's any kind of fast charging on these. So, you know, keep in mind it's gonna take you about an hour to fully charge them. Now, if you also are gonna use these for taking phone calls, I do think the mics on here are pretty decent. I think it picks up my voice very well, and I really would just kind of say the mic is still on par with what the Moondrop Block had. It focuses in on your voice and can block out a lot of the things around you. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is a mic test using the MOONDROP Ultrasonic earbuds. I am outdoors because today is a day where there's just a lot of noise going on. I can hear the trash truck picking up. I can also hear the air conditioner unit from the neighbors. So I don't know how much of it's gonna pick up, but this is really just to show you how well it's picking up my voice in a noisy environment. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. So now let's talk about the sound, and more specifically, before we get into the sound, I have to say that the sub $100 market right now when it comes to earbuds is probably the best that I've seen it. I mean, we just did the video comparing the SoundPeats and the Earfun earbuds that's just recently come out. Both of those are under $100 and give you a lot of features and impressive audio quality. And the MOONDROP Ultrasonic kind of just fits right in with that. But it is giving you something a little bit different in a sense that I think these sound less compressed. This probably is the most true to sound that I've heard on a pair of true wireless earbuds under $100. I don't hear that compression. I don't hear digital things going on with my audio quality that shouldn't be there. And it just has a pure sound to it. Bass on these, I feel like has a nice, decent punch. They allow the bass to kind of be a little bit loose. It's not sloppy though. It doesn't roll over everything else. And in fact, the mids on these are pushed forward as well. So vocalists, you can just kind of hear the change in vocals. You can hear the breath in between. It's incredible how much detail these pick up. And as clean and as detailed as the treble is, it's not a bright or harsh treble. It's pushed up definitely enough to be able to pick apart and hear all of those details, but it kind of falls in line with the bass, where they allow it to have this really nice punch, but not be overly aggressive or not be dull. And the treble's bumped up to do more than enough to pull apart details, but not get harsh or not sound warm or flat either. And when it comes to the sound stage and the sound imaging, this is another area I was really impressed with because it does sound really open, especially for a pair that has noise canceling. And maybe this is because the noise canceling isn't like extremely effective. It just kind of allows these to have more, of a natural tone to them, and it's not trying to do too much with the sound. But it sounds really open, and being able to tell where different sounds are coming from, this pair has no issue with. So overall, my opinion on these is they're a hell of a buy. As long as you don't need Qi wireless charging and you're not looking for like the best noise canceling out there. Outside of that though, the audio quality that you're getting and your decent battery life, which is gonna last most people through a day, unless you're using LDAC mode. So again, if you want the best audio quality, you're gonna get a dip in the battery life. Again, I'm impressed. I'm so impressed by what Moondrop has done here. I'm impressed by what you can get for under $100. And this is just another pair that makes it extremely hard to recommend the higher priced earbuds out there. But guys, that's my video on the brand new Moondrop Ultrasonic True Wireless Earbuds. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.